Why don't you people stop assuming and just ask? You know, I got behind on some rent. 375 is it's 500 that I owe, but I have 125. I'm still needing 375. If anybody can help with anything going towards that, guys, I mean anything at all. You know, hey Robin, how are you doing? I got a clingy one up here with me right now. Bean's being awful clingy. Juju Bean. Thank you, Karen, for the gift. Robin, we are right the opposite. Hey, Candace. We are desperately needing $375 to keep from being evicted from our apartment. I've never scammed one person in my life. I don't have anything to show people. Only thing I would have is the receipt after I paid it. She's out of it, guys. But you know, Rump Shaker, let me tell you, thank you for the heart me mayhem. Let me tell you, last time I showed proof with stuff on here with receipts and everything. Um, Needed some help getting my meds. And everybody's like, oh, he's not going to spend that. You know, that's not what they cost us. And I was like, I'll show you the receipts after I get them. Went and got the meds, showed the receipts. I blacked out where it was to protect my safety. Hold on a second, Beatles fan account. I'll answer you in just a second. I showed the proof. Then they started accusing me of that being an old receipt, even though the date wasn't blacked out. Um, the total was off by $1, and they crucified me for that. I showed proof of our hotel being paid, and it's been a while ago, but I showed proof of my hotel being paid. I'm talking to Rump Shaker, and she wasn't even in here. The show she just joined. Rump Shaker, what all did you hear of that? Anything? Beatles fan, I got behind because I missed a few days of work dealing with my wife's health issue when she came home from the hospital. Somebody had to be here with her. Oh, I got one here that's scared of storms. It's not storming, but she is being really clingy right now. And that's fine. I like it when she's being clingy. I need 375. Rump Shaker, how much of that did you hear? Because I was explaining, I've showed proof of things before. How much I've needed, I've showed receipts, and I've been accused of. They said you're cute. Put on an act for him. Come on, put the show on. Show him how cute you are. Oh, that's all she does. She's living a good life. She just. Um, I've had when we was at Emerald Inn before, I was stupidly. I learned the hard way not to let anybody know where you're at. I had the guy who worked the front desk on my life, and people said it was a lie. So the awareness people who has pegged it as a lie, they're going to say it's a lie no matter what I do. Summer Blues, to keep me and my wife from being evicted from our apartment. Robin, if I don't have the full $500 by 8 o'clock in the morning, they start the eviction process. They will not take an over the phone payment. I have to go up and make the payment. I wished I could. I really do. Because there's a couple of people that I honestly trust. I'm not saying I don't trust you. But a couple of people that I trust with my life. And they know where I'm at, and they've tried to, help out before, and couldn't over the phone. I have Venmo and PayPal. I do have a car. Thank you, Fun Mom of TikTok, but I don't care if they stream me or not. I really don't. You know, it is sad. Um, it's sad to laugh at someone's downfall. So, and he's supposed to be this big, outstanding awareness person playing bingo with using my face and playing bingo. Okay, that's fine. Whatever he needs to do to feel important to a bunch of people over there, that does not matter to me. So it's nobody's business whose Cash App I was using to begin with. I don't have Cash App. I was using my mods. She was letting me use it. I have Venmo and PayPal. Yeah, well, you can stay here and form your own opinion, or you can just go back over there and be a sheep like everybody else. Thank you, Summer Blues, for the gifts. Well, she's over here just curled up, sleeping. So, I've said that for a long time, Jennifer. Some people are making a living off restreaming other people and saying that it's awareness. Some people are 60K plus a year off this app, just streaming and making fun of other people. And you know, if you're about awareness, then why are you sitting there collecting gifts? Is there any proof that he does that, Daisy? I'm asking for real. Does anybody know he does that? There is proof. Where's the proof at? Where can I see this proof? Oh, she'll always stream me and then say that I'm obsessed with her. Yeah, because you keep putting your ear on my finger and it's tickling your ear. So don't look at me like I'm doing it on purpose. Goodness. Yeah, they all have the freedom to say something, but I'm not giving away where I'm at. That was me playing with your ear that time. Can you go back down there? I love what popped. Hey, can you go down to your spot and let me have some room up here? Huh? Go down there. Go down to your spot. Go down to your spot. Thank you. Let me ask the question then. And I don't understand that. How do they get mad at someone else spending their money? If he doesn't make fun of people, then why does he have cartoons up making fun of people? Making fun of someone's situation. I've been working, Joe. I got behind on the rent because I missed a few days. Was catching it up. How's that not making fun of somebody? I've done said so many times that there's no direct payments, guys. I appreciate the offer, but there's no direct payments. Okay. We are not going to keep going back and forth. So it's not a scam, but you know, it is. Thank you for the offer. You can't make a direct payment. It's not my choice if you can't make a direct payment, but I can't because that's what the owners have said. I'm just not going to address it anymore, Mayhem. Fun, fun mom. You asked Walko if I had a cash app. I don't personally have one, but my mod is she'll let me use hers, but I do ask her first. She's no, I have not had any lady pay my way for the last 4 or 5 weeks. See, that's something else that I'm trying to figure out where that actually came from. They'll take a direct payment from me. They're not going to take a payment over the phone from somebody. Hey, Kimberly. And she just gave me the heads up again. Jesse, if you're listening, would you DM Fun Mom if you can and give her that information? If because she asked earlier, I don't know if she was intending on doing anything or not, but would you please do that? Fun Mom, would you be? I don't know if you was asking to help or not, but if my mod can text you that information, okay. If Jesse, if you can do that, I'd appreciate you, hon. And yeah, I called her hun. It's a Southern thing. You're private though. Hmm. I'm not. I can't post her information in here. Um, okay, there we go. Carly, it's not that I don't care. It's that I've went through resources left and right. If you don't think I've been in a situation and I haven't looked at resources. I haven't filled out. I'm not on. I'm on a waiting list for government housing. Um, you know, I appreciate that, but it's just like I've looked at everything. It's like, okay, you're calling and you're booking a hotel room. I'm addressing this one more time, then I'm done. You're calling and you're booking a hotel room for yourself. You can set everything up over the phone yourself. You can give the information yourself. You're calling to pay for someone else's room, then it's you've got they've got to send you a letter. You've got to they got to fax it to you because it can't be email because they have to have your signature on it. You fill it out, put your information down, signed it. You send it back to them, and then they can use that information. This place doesn't want to go through all that problem, so they do not take over the phone payments. Now, just because another hotel will do it, or another apartment building will do it, or this person will do it, it doesn't mean that everybody in the world does the same thing the same way. I don't know if y'all realize that or not. I know. That's what aggravates me the most about getting on here is everybody thinks they know everything about everything. You know, if the place you're staying at says, yeah, we can do that, that's fine. If the place you're staying at says, no, we don't want to do that, then you can't do it. If I own a business and I decide, hey, I don't want to take American Express cards, I don't have to take them because some another store owns it. If I go out tomorrow and I open up a coffee shop and I don't want to take American Express cards, just because Starbucks does it doesn't mean I have to do it. So, Jesse, at this point, the what I was saying the other night about only block if they're rude, just block who you think is awareness and stuff. I'm tired of them. We'll scratch that rule because it's just tried to give the benefit of the doubt, and the only thing they where's the fraud at, Spicy Mel? That's the question. Y'all report people for fraud. Y'all are nothing but a bunch of liars because there's no fraud going on. That's the thing that gets me the most. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're committing fraud." Where's the fraud? I'm asking for help. The money's going to go towards the room. Where's the fraud at that? See, I like to say stuff, but nobody ever likes to answer the questions. 375. That's I'm needing help desperately with $375. No, I answer questions. I do work. First of all, Spicy Mel, you've only got to file a 1099 on Cash App if you hit a certain amount of money. Her getting 10 or 15, $20 sent to her for me isn't going to put her in a 1099 area. Um, so if you don't know, don't speak on it. Hey, welcome back. I don't listen when I cannot say this any more clear to anybody. I do not give two rats behind who streams me. My wife was in the hospital for 9 days. I missed a few days taking care of her when she got home. Um, and I got behind on some rent. And we'll do the exact same for you, man. Right now, I need 375. I do not, Cassie. Believe me, I wished. Okay, so now it's going to be 355 needed. We just got $20 help. Thank you for that. So we need 355. I'm renting a studio apartment from a company who also has hotels. So My wife is on an oxygen machine 24 hours a day, so a tent's not going to be an option. Job doesn't do events. I tried that when my car messed up. Thank you for the 20. I appreciate that. She's on 2 liters, but she can bump it up to 3 if she needs to. I've showed the oxygen machine in the earlier live. I don't have I don't have anything I can pawn. I tell you what I own. This is what I've got left: a pair of cheap Skull Candy earbuds. They cost $14 at Walmart. I've had them for about 2 years, maybe a little bit longer. I've had them for a while, and I don't think I'll get too much out of that. Cash advance places kind of puts you in a loop of it's just going to extend the problem because I got to pay them back. And then I'm sitting there looking at, oh crap, I've got now. How do I do this again? Do I just stay in the loop of cash advances? Thank you, Cassie. I appreciate that. But those are so high. They keep you in a loop. She's not on Social Security. She has filed for that, and she's filed for disability again. It may be an option. I may have to get up in the morning and see if there's one open before I run out of time because I've got to 8 o'clock in the morning. No, it's not that, Polly. I don't. If someone set it up as a loan, it would have to. I don't know when I could pay it back. We would have to structure it like it's structured was structured through the place I rent from. Because I was making that. I done caught up 2.5 weeks and was catching up more. No, I take that back. I'm behind 2.5 weeks. I caught up half a week and a third of the 1 week. So I can't afford the car title loan because you got to pay that back every month, and I can't afford an extra bill right now. I'm barely making it week to week with my own check, and if anything comes up, this is where I land, having to ask for help because, you know, Michelle, it's pitiful. I feel like I get on here and I answer the same questions over and over and over and over and over and over. I can't donate plasma because of one of the blood pressure meds I'm on. And churches will help you with food when they have it and utilities when they have the funds. So I feel like I need to make a checklist and do the hand thing and let it pop up to when people start asking questions. Social blonde, I will not say what kind of work I do. Yeah. John, how do you know what I do? How do you know that, John? Because someone else told you? I could. That's what I was paying extra here. I was paying my weekly and $100 extra. All right, Jenny Jump. You're the ones calling these places, so you know. I did wrestle. I've wrestled all over, so to tell you where I wrestled is kind of be easier for you to tell me where you're at and if you've ever seen wrestling there, and I could tell you. I have wrestled in East Tennessee. Wrestled in a lot of places in East Tennessee. I'm in Tennessee. I was known as the King of Violence, Tim Edwards. I really need to figure out a way to do something to answer this question with just a picture. I got behind on my rent because I missed a few days of work taking care of my sick wife. I do work. And I'm not aggravated at you asking. It's just, man, it seems like if I had $1 for every time the questions was asked over and over and over, I'd be a very rich man. I'd be as rich as some of these awareness people streaming us. Storm, it's going about as good as it been going. Hair tickling my nose. Nice. We do not. Rump Shaker. That's up in Nashville, up in the bigger cities. Thank you, good times. I appreciate that. Um, we have one of them in Nashville, but they don't help in our area. Um, 375 is what I'm trying to raise. They are not going good at all. Oh, you did? Thank you, Jesse. See if I can just direct people to that. Well, see, this kind of hit me out of nowhere. Rump Shaker, you've been in here, and I've told you a couple times. It is 355. Thank you for correcting me on that, Polly. 355. I forgot about the other 20. So yeah, 355 is that. Um, I was paying everything back and getting everything caught up, and they hit me Friday with the whole, we need it by Monday morning at 8 o'clock, or we're going to start the eviction process. I do have wrestling matches on YouTube. You can look up Tim Edwards. I get that. Thank you, Diamond. Okay, completely understand. I will show a little bit more patience with repeating stuff to you then. I understand that, Cherokee. I understand that. The last 6 weeks has been the worst 6 weeks of my life in a long time, at least. Uh, Paxton trying to come up with 355 to keep our room. Cherokee, I know I ain't talked to you in a while. Angela was in the hospital for 9 days. Um, she was in the hospital for 9 days. Uh, we had a Oh, hang on 1 second. What happened? Yeah, I have PayPal also, but Angela is doing better. Sorry, I got distracted right in the middle of the story. Um, Needing help with keeping her room. Hey, Carrie. Okay. Y'all give me 1 second. I got to pause. I'll be right back. I promise. It won't take a minute to do what I got to do. 1 second. I got to pause. I'll be right back. I promise. It won't take a minute to do what I got to do. Okay, it took me a minute and a half. Okay. The Brit Brat were trying to raise the money for the hotel. Whatever is going to be said, just let it be said. I didn't know my PayPal was in the negative. It just took $24 of the 29 that was transferred all the way over to it. Um, so $371 is what's needed. So just keeps getting better. But it paid off all the negative balance, and so 371 is what's needed. I seen where someone offered to call the hotel and pay it, or the extended stay, or the apartment, or whatever y'all want to call it out there. I've called it everything. Um, but they can't do that. You cannot call the place. They do not take payments over the phone. Apparently, I was $24 and some change in the red on PayPal. I didn't know about. I didn't realize, and I had $30 sent there, and I've already showed her hooked up to her oxygen over there. I'm not putting her through that again. If y'all want to see it, go over to Night Shift page. He's got it screenshotted on there. Go check that out over there. Brit Brat, that would catch me up from what I'm behind and would um, keep me from being evicted. You know, listen. Let me explain this to you people one more time. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying not to let y'all get me aggravated. If a place decides they don't want to do something, they don't have to do it. I explained this earlier. If I go out tomorrow and I start a coffee shop and I decide I don't want to take American Express, but Starbucks takes American Express, it doesn't mean I have to because they do. This place doesn't want to deal with having to send the form in. And Swift, I'm trying not to, but I'm stressed. I'm at my wits' end. I'm trying to figure out how the hell am I going to keep my wife in a place where she's safe, where she can keep her oxygen hooked up like she needs it. How am I going to, how am I going to do these things? I'm stuck in a spot to where I'm absolutely 100% screwed over right now unless I get help. And people just want to come on here and poke fun at me and irritate me and try and call me every name under the book. You're allowed to ask anything you want if you're going to help. If you're making that decision, that's fine. But it's like some of these people are coming in here and doing the same thing over and over and over again, just to try to aggravate. No, I haven't been doing this since 2022. That would have been 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago in 2022, I was working at Rough Country making a damn good paycheck every week. Okay, Scout, but if you decided you didn't want to do that, does anybody have to make you do that? The management here doesn't want to deal with over the phone payments. You're not making a reservation, you're making a payment for somebody. Yeah, I mean it's just when we was at Colonial Inn in Dyersburg, they didn't take over the phone payments. They didn't have to. But when we stayed at the Days Inn, they would take over the phone payment. We was living in the car at one point. Yeah. And I mean, there's a couple of people that I absolutely trust with my life, and they can't make the call to make the payment. They know where I'm at, but they can't call up here and make the payment. You know, exactly, Jeremy, exactly. There's a process to it. They have to send you a letter. You have to sign the letter, send it back to them. The quickest way to do it's a fax, but who has a fax machine these days? You know, then they get that. Then they put your card on file. Then they can charge it. If you just call up here, if I like Cherokee just said, I can call and make a payment for somebody, and then if I want to be an ass and call back and say, "Hey, that I didn't do that. Somebody stole my card." Well, guess who's left out to hang? The person I paid made the payment for. Exactly, Jesse. And I trust you to tell you exactly where I'm at. I mean, I can get to Walmart if somebody wanted to do a Western Union, but still, it's our money, whatever they are, MoneyGram, Western Union. That's not. You know, that's not out of the option. But nobody has exactly. It's their card on file that they paid for it for that week. So if they're responsible for that week for paying for it, and I come down here and trash this room out, well, guess whose room's just gonna get hit for that week? Why do I have a restriction? Why? I like how vague they are with telling you what you've done. She's here with me. She's sitting over there in the chair, just being quiet, just numb, basically, just numb. Cherokee, she had um, July 18th. She had two, not July 18th, June 18th. She had back to back seizures. She wasn't responding to me. I had to call 911 for her. Got her up to the ER. They couldn't get her heart rate to drop below 150. Um, they said if they couldn't get it to drop, they would have to admit her. They ended up admitting her. They had her on all kind of meds to drop her heart rate. Um, I think it was 2 days after being in the hospital, they couldn't get it below lower than 140s. So they had to put her to sleep and do they had to shock her out of AFib. Um, that they quite a bit of fluid around her lungs. Her heartbeat wasn't beating right. Her heart wasn't beating right. Her heartbeat wasn't beating. Her top part of her heart beats faster than the bottom part of her heart, and it. She was going through it for 9 days up there. She was in ICU for a couple of days, and when she came home, she was still. She was released to come home. She was doing better, but she was still weak. She couldn't get out of the bed by herself. Couldn't go to the bathroom by herself. So dealing with that, and then in the process of dealing with all of that, um, something else bad happened that I'm not mentioning on here on this live. So, because I don't want it to be mixed in with anything going on. Um, Jeremy, now I don't know that for sure. Hey, Jay Bear, thank you. Thank you, Cherokee, definitely will. And now, on top of all that, we're sitting here facing being evicted. So, I need some big time help in the next 12 hours and 5 minutes. So that's yeah, Jeremy. I'm not for sure. I don't use PayPal enough to know. I don't even know how to add money to PayPal unless you got your card linked to it. I don't know if there's another way to add money to PayPal. I always use Cash App more, than that got taken away from me. Um, so, oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I knew you could do that, but I don't know much more about PayPal besides that. Yeah, Carrie said that too a while ago about you can link your card, but I do have Zelle. I forget about Zelle. I do not have Chime. Hey, how's it going? My Cash App was taken down because people kept reporting it as fraud, which the only thing I did was use it for exactly how it was supposed to be used. And yeah, but if enough people report it, it's got to be true. It's like I said earlier, if enough people say something about you, it's got to be true. So they've actually took down 3 accounts that I've had. I don't know enough about PayPal to do any of that, guys. I do have a Zelle though. I always forget Zelle because that's linked to a bank account. Jay Bear, I did. I said thank you, but I think I said it really fast because I was trying to get a bunch of stuff in at one time. Uh, Thank you for that. She's getting better every day. We just cannot take a step backwards and not have a secure place for her to be where she can use her oxygen in her BiPAP machine. So, okay, Jesse, I think Carrie is still in here. I don't think she's zonked out on me yet. There she is. Okay, we'll be here unless a miracle happens. And we are praying for a miracle. No, she's not. She's not to the point to where she can go stay in the car for a few nights because she's got to have this oxygen on I mean, she does have the portable tanks, but they don't last a whole day. She is sitting over there in her chair. You want to say hi to J Bear?
Hey.
Um, those portable tanks last anywhere between 4 to 4.5 hours. So the math on that just doesn't work out for a day. She's got two. You know, you've got 8 hours. Cherokee woman says hugs and kisses. Jay Bear sent the wavy hands and said hi. Your name is pronounced K, right? That was my mama's name, but she just didn't have the E on there. She just had the K-A-Y. Kay says to tell you that they're praying for you.
Thank you.
Jay Bear, Juju is awkwardly laying between my knees, um, sound asleep. So if she comes back up here, I will put her on camera. But guys, if anybody can help with anything going towards this $371, we need to keep us from going into eviction. $371. My PayPal took out something I owed them. Cherokee, that's a question that I don't have an answer for right now. Um, I don't know. Y'all hang on 1 second. Ain't nobody gambling with it. Okay. We're actually in a little studio apartment now, Cherokee. But it's structured the same with the hotel. Jules, I really one of these days I want to tell you that we're doing fantastic and everything's good, but that is not today. You're fine, Cherokee. Uh, yeah, it's this just kind of everything was structured and was supposed to be getting paid a certain way, and then the place hit me Friday with you know, with hey, we need this by Monday morning, 8 o'clock. We need this. So yes, Jersey girl. I just put all that together. You got 12 kids. That is a lot of kids. And also got beg top talk get a job. Okay, that's your. So mom of 12. You just assume that everybody who has to ask for help doesn't have a job, right? But in your own profile, uh, you took time to write out about you. Beg top, get a job, right? So that's kind of assuming that everybody who has to you're assuming that everybody has to ask for help doesn't have a job. Just like we assumed you had 12 kids because your screen name is mom of 12. It might be 12 fur babies. It might be 12 cats. It might be 12 mini horses. I don't know. But we assumed it was 12 kids. Yeah, just kind of though, I'm on here asking for help. You've never been in our live before. And then your profile says beg top, get a job. It's kind of easy to piece that together, I think. I mean, obviously, don't hide what you're in here for. That's the one thing that gets me the most is like half of you people from awareness are cowards. 100%. Angela's doing better. She's really stressed right now at this moment, and it's he's a coward too. Fairy's a coward. All y'all are cowards. Y'all have every opportunity. Y'all come on here with all these burners accounts and everything else, and you want to sit in here and watch, but you're cowards to say anything. Hide behind stupid names, fake pics. You said what? It's the first comment I've seen you make. Carrie, I don't know if you missed it. Apparently, they're playing bingo with my face. I don't know what that meant, but using my live to play a game of bingo with. Apparently, if I say certain words, they get a piece or something. That's what I'm drawing out of this. You're right, Callie. It is. And I don't care what any of them said. They can sit there and they can praise this penny fairy all they want, but he's got. Oh, he doesn't make fun of people. Oh, he's made AI cartoons of people making fun of him. How is that not? You know, how's that not making fun of somebody? How's sitting there playing bingo with this when we're facing a pretty dire situation? How is that not a little uh, a little cruel?
Look, if somebody in there is taking it for them, they are no better. No better.
Yeah, and they prove my point right there. So they put certain things that I say on the card, hoping that I say the words, and when I say the word, they get a bingo square. Okay. I do have Zelle. I actually completely forgot I had Zelle. Um, you're cowards. He does. Be kind. A lot of you are on fake accounts. I can say this one's your real account because you got 25,000 followers. Nobody gets a box over here. I don't know who you are. I've never seen you. I've never heard your name spoken. I just need the 371 that I'm behind on, and then I can handle everything else. If I ask for help and somebody sends money, I don't know their background situation. I don't. If you can't send it, don't send it. If it's going to put you in a tight, don't send it. If you can't help somebody, don't send it. You know, if someone decides to help, that's their choice to help. Should I start doing a background check on everybody? Would that make y'all feel better? Thank you, Michelle. I unfortunately have to have this paid by 8 o'clock in the morning, or they start the eviction process. I don't know if they'll push it any further past that. That's just when they told me. Thank you, just a girl in her pity. Appreciate that. I've answered that question enough. Then you've been watching through somewhere else, so and if you know I've been on all day long, you've seen that answer already. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate your offer and everything, but I don't know how much time they would push me back. I don't know if they will. They said 8 o'clock is by Monday. Monday by 8 o'clock. Um, so I'm not for sure. I missed a whole question then. Are y'all going to attack that? Somebody just posted the cash app asking for help. Are y'all going to attack them? By y'all's philosophy, y'all should. Right? because they're asking for help on TikTok. Y'all should flood that account right there and attack them. I don't have an eviction notice right now. We're trying to stop the eviction process. If I don't, and I've said that the whole time, if I don't have the money by 8 o'clock in the morning, the eviction process starts. Hey, if somebody needs help, I'm all for somebody asking. I'm asking awareness. Are y'all going to go attack that woman because she asked for help? Because that's what they do, right? If you ask for help, you're automatically a beggar and a scammer and just a low-life piece of shit on TikTok that they can attack and do what it do and say whatever they feel like doing to you. And nothing gets done about it because they're above the law. Hey, I won my appeal. I don't know what I was banned for, though. Or Britt, Brett, that's been explained to you so many times tonight. Well, chill or chili. I know exactly what they told me. The eviction process will be started. But of course, that's not what happened. That's not what was said, and that's not how it's going to go. Because you people know so much more about what I'm going through, what I was told, what's going on in my life. Y'all know it all. This is where I get aggravated at, guys, and it really is. And I'm not mad. I'm far. If I was mad, everybody on here would know it. Believe me. This is someone who is stressed past the breaking point. That's already broke and not even being held together by anything anymore. That's what you're looking at right now. So, Teresa, your bio says, "Come on, people, let's make this a better world." It is. It's very frustrating, Jay Barry. It's just. It's a nonstop roller coaster that I'm begging to get off of. It's exactly what it is. This is no sleep, no rest. When I say no rest, some of you are going to. See, I remember that car and awareness pages, so let's just go ahead and block this person. God, that would be a dream to find something that cheap. Tell you, because they know everything. They know everything. They know it. They know it better than the people who own the place knows it. They know the policies because that's what everybody does. The same thing. That's how they act. It's supposed to be. Oh well, this place does this. This place does that. So your place has to. Y'all want to do something? The awareness people, call the Emerald Inn in Dyersburg, Tennessee, and ask them if you can pay for a room over the phone. Call Colonial Inn in Dyersburg, Tennessee, and ask them if you can pay for a room over a phone. Call the Quality Inn in Dyersburg and ask them. You can't. But if you call the Days Inn, um, the Sleep Inn, you can. But you're not going to do that and then come over here and say, "Well, he was right. You can't. You can't do that. It's not all places are the same." That's the problem, Jay Bear. Is people on here act like they know it all, and then they've got 100 people blowing smoke up their ass, making them believe that they know it all, and that's unfiltered truth. You know, right now, listen, right now, if I can convince 5 people that your bear on your name used to be a white bear, then that 5 people will turn into 20 overnight. You know, Jan, to be honest with you, no, we ate supper. We ate the last thing we had, but that's the furthest thing on our mind right now. You know, stopping the eviction process before it starts, paying this money to get that stopped, and getting back on good standards with everything um, is front and center. Trying to raise $371 more so we can pay this money by 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I know I'm snappy tonight, guys, and I apologize for that. I'm so damn tired, mentally just exhausted. Thought I froze for a second, but it was just me not moving. Hey, Jesse. It's 8:23. It's past your bedtime, isn't it, Gary? No, it's not. I may cuss and everything, but I'm going to ask you to refrain from taking the Lord's name in vain. kind of work I do. Talking to them's not going to do any good, Rump Shaker. It's not. I've done that when we had car issues. You know, so still nothing helps. That's thank you for the suggestion. It's a wonderful suggestion, but it still doesn't do anything for me in the next 11 and a half hours. It's like that's the point of everything right now. If I had more time, I'd be trying other avenues of things. Um, but the time's not there. 8 o'clock Monday morning. It doesn't give me a time to go talk to anybody about doing donations. It doesn't do anything. I was told so late on Friday that you know it's just petty with a purpose. I need someone to help me with anything going towards $371 so we can not have the eviction process started on us for our apartment. Dawn, I appreciate that, but that's a down the road solution. Her getting online trying to get a Amazon job doesn't do anything in the next 11 and a half hours. I have a job actually. I'm off tomorrow taking Angela to the doctor's. Not going to say where I work. Yeah, y'all hang on a minute. No, Lady Blue, I was actually told that by a church. I was like, oh, if you was a member, we'd help you. Well, it's mighty fine of you. They do. Yeah. I don't play around with religion and stuff, but man, it's like Yvonne. I told people where I worked before, and they cost me my job, so that's why I can't keep on. Blonde Delta. I thank you, Jessica, for all the roses. Um, I'm trying not to, but I've never been this scared about losing a place because we've never been in this bad of a situation. I got every reason to be scared. I got a wife who is sick, dealing with health issues. I can't leave her without her oxygen being hooked up. I'm just to the point to where I'm also tired of smartasses. No, she can't. Thank you. Thank you, Rump Shaker. He will not take any payments over the phone. I had it set up for a payment plan how I was behind. And the people over him is the one that pulled the plug on that. And they're like, hey, we can't do this. He's got to pay it off. So when they came down on him, he had to come down on me. Gifts help. They cash out on Wednesdays. I ain't gonna lie, they do help with things though. They really do. But he does not take over the phone. He's definitely not waiting for a. It would have to come to me, Blondie or Blonde Delta, and then go to him. But if anybody helps me, I don't have an issue saying, "Hey, this look. Here's my receipt from where I paid this, and we're good now." I don't have that problem, and I understand that a lot of people hear, a lot of people say that and they use that, but I don't. It has to come from me. So they do. 371, Angie. The eviction process has not started yet. If I don't have it paid by 8 o'clock in the morning, they're going through with starting the eviction process. That is what I've been saying all day. Peterbilt, honestly, I don't know. It takes a card payment up front or cash. $371 is what I need. I have 100 and what would that be? 129. Low, if yeah, you could, but then it would deal with, you know. Well, low, first you'd have to let me know who you are, because I don't know who you are at this point. I'm behind. I got behind. I got behind on I pay rent weekly. Still pay it weekly because it's set up that way. It's set up easier for me to transition and then eventually be able to transition into monthly. I got behind. Angela was in the hospital. When she got out, I didn't have anybody to help me take care of her. I had to miss some work. I got behind on rent. We made an agreement to pay so much a week. Made a verbal agreement, so much a week. Friday afternoon, about a little bit after 4 o'clock, he calls me up to the front. Clyde, I've never said I had paperwork on this agreement. I said, I've always said it's been a verbal agreement. So don't come over here trying to stir shit up by saying something false.
That's what they do. That's what they do. Stir shit up.
0 and 0. So it's not even it's a freaking one of those people. I need 371. I have Cash App. I have Venmo, or I don't have Cash App. I'm sorry. I have a mod that has Cash App that lets me use it. I have Venmo, PayPal, and I have Zelle. I always forget I have Zelle, so I never use Zelle. I don't know a thing about Bitcoin. First of all, I don't even know who Low is to even figure out. I did. Get the fuck out of here. Low, you've never sent me a dime. I didn't need anything last week. Who are you then? Because I've never seen you once in my life. If you just sent money, I'd sit here and tell you where it went. But you didn't send me anything, so I didn't ask anybody for anything. Where did I ask you for money? Hello? He didn't send me shit. The motel's not going to do it. I appreciate the offer, but The motel's not going to do it. I mean, it should be simple for this person to say, yeah, this is where I sent this and this is how much I sent, but he can't do that because he didn't send anything. And if somebody is sending and helping me, I'm not going to block them. Peterbilt, like I said, I appreciate the gesture and everything, but that's their policy to do it that way. Um, and I can't make them change their policy. Um, you know, I'm offering to show proof that that's where it's being paid to and everything else. So if that's not good enough for somebody, then I can't do much more with it. Lowe's had plenty of time to answer those questions. Again, somebody just on here just trying to stir something up. That man has never sent me one dime. He can't say where he sent it to. He can't even tell y'all how much he supposedly sent. But y'all believe that. That'll be the next story. I'm in Tennessee. Sorry, guys. I was. And I forgot about that too. God bless. I always forget my glasses. Gatlinburg is some beautiful country, but it's on the other end of Tennessee for me. But yet, you can't tell me where you sent money or how much you even sent. Because if you sent it, I'll say you sent it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie about it. If you help me with something, I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. See, Collierville is down close towards Memphis, isn't it? Thank you, Jessica, for the gifts. No, I'm probably a good hour and a half away from there, if not a little bit further. Maybe not quite that far, but anywhere between an hour and 15 to an hour and 45. Give a little grace period there. Back in the day when everything was great and everything was sunshines and lollipops, We used to go down to Tunica down there to the casinos, and we'd always go through Collierville and stop at the Tinderbox because I'm a cigar guy. And we'd always go down there, and me and my buddy would stop there and get our cigars for the casino. Have a family in Savannah. I don't know how close I am to Savannah. Sorry, I was texting that time. Well, good evening back to Texas. I'm I don't know, guys. I'm just at a loss right now. Jesse, can you please watch the room? I need to pause for a moment. Hey guys, I'm not 100% sure how I got a restriction while I was on pause. Oh no, weird. Anyway, Bean, I need you to move. No, I was on pause. I needed to step back and take a second and breathe for a second. I'm in West Tennessee. That's as far as I'm going with it, guys. I can't give my location out anymore to anybody. I definitely would not give your location out in a chat like this. I would not do it. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but I wouldn't do it. Side of my nose, guys, not in the nose. If you wear glasses, you know what I go through. American Pickers. They're originally from Iowa, I think, but I do believe they have a place still in Nashville. Not for sure if they're still open in Nashville or not. I don't watch the show anymore. I used to watch it, but after Frank passed away, I just didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed Frank. Um, I thought he was a cool little character. Hey, Papa. Yes, Rump Shaker still at 371. Worse tonight than we was last night, if that's possible. But that's where we're at. So they will not, and it does suck. But I'm just having to face that this is what it is. I don't know what else to do, guys. Yeah, Rump Shaker, I'm just really trying my best not to get it to that point. Because when we go to court, they're going to win. They're going to garnish my check. I mean, because the money's owed. I'm not even denying that the money's owed. You know, tell you, I never thought at 46 years old I'd be this bad off. Spent my 20s and my 30s working good jobs, wrestling, living life, man, going places, doing things, having friends to hang out with. You want to see how many friends you really got? Ask them for help. Let me enlighten a little bit. I have gotten help, but I'm just saying right now. I've gotten more help from strangers than I have a friend. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gotten more help from strangers than I have family. I've had more people who don't know me from anything but TikTok message me and ask me how Angela's been since she's gotten out of the hospital than friends have. At this point, I don't care who hears it. I can count on one hand the amount of people that has called themselves friends and family that has checked on her since she's been out of the hospital. And she's had more stuff go on than just this hospital stay. But I've had more strangers asked, "How's Angela doing today?" I've had more people who just follow me on TikTok. I say strangers, I mean TikTok followers, because a lot of you, we don't know each other in real life. We don't. Y'all not strangers. Y'all are our TikTok family. Some of y'all have become real life friends, and I appreciate that. But I'm talking about people who only know me in passing on this app that has only seen me live. They never stopped in and never said hi or anything. They see the post and they're like, "Oh, we hope your wife gets better," and then they check afterwards and they're like, "Well, how is your wife doing? How's Angela doing?" She spent 9 days in the hospital. You know who came to see her? Two people. You know how many people was at that hospital? That was family that didn't make the attempt to come see her. Yeah, I've watched friends become strangers because I have nothing to give them anymore. Now tomorrow, if old Tim hit the lottery and boy, he was a millionaire, whew, they'd all be my friends again because I'd have something to offer to them again. I'm the type of guy who I check on my friends, I check on my family, but I'm absolutely done with it. It's time for Tim to start giving energy back where energy is deserved. And I say all this, and I'm going to use this as an example. Papa. on here. We only know them from here. I don't even know what they really look like. I'm sure they're not a small white dog. But he's asked me several times while Angela's in the hospital how she's doing. Has asked me after she's been home how she's doing. This is the only place we know each other from. I have a friend who slept on my couch for 2 months, ate my food in my refrigerator because he was going through a divorce. Rode with me to work because his wife had the car. He left her the car. Only car they had. They had kids. It was a responsible thing to do. And then some smart ass named Chris who's got to just pop in here and just me and screw you, Chris. I let that person sleep on my couch 2 months. I know, Kit. You was one of them that's checked on her though. You've called her so many times and you checked on her. But my point is with my friend here that I'm trying to get to is I let him stay with us. He ate my food when he didn't have any money. He rode with me to work. I asked him for $20 one time. Checked the message, ignored it. But when he needed to ask me for 40, he messaged me 5 times in the middle of us struggling. In the middle of me trying to figure out how we're going to eat groceries, he's messaging me 5 times, only $40. And then he has the nerve to tell me, you can at least respond. I don't care who's watching on the FYP. I don't care who's restreaming me. I don't care who's in here at this point. I don't. I don't care. Guys, I'm past the point of I got real life situations on and y'all are trying to act like it's fucking high school. Thank you, Kit. That means a lot. Now watch, somebody's fixing to be like, well, won't you let them move in with you? It's coming. Emails want to be blocked. Just step up and say something stupid. Please. If you come in here and you tell me I'm being streamed by somebody, I'm blocking you. Oh yeah, Kid. I know. I'm surprised. Papa would just, I was talking about how we just know them from here, and checked on Angela so many times where friends wouldn't. Thank you, Steelers girl. And see, that's a community of people. We all don't really know each other in real life. We just know each other from here. And Kit, you and Angela's gotten really, really close. Talking on the phone and stuff. Uh, But it's like, y'all have been there for me more than people who's called themselves my friend for 30 years. You know, it's time for me to start giving them that energy back. It's time for Tim to stop being there when they call me. When someone needs a flat tire changed, or when someone's panicking because something's going on at their house, or my phone's off. And I don't need to be that way. I don't want to be that way. Nobody's giving me $371. I still need $371. There's no miracle coming this time, guys, and I'm just accepting that. And when the money got sent to my PayPal, I didn't know my PayPal was in the negative. Some of y'all truly leave me speechless. I think I've been pretty clear on what happens, Mr. Chico. I don't pay it the full 500 by 8 o'clock in the morning. They start the eviction process on us. I have a car that Angela can't stay in. The car is not a saving grace. The car is not a something that can actually happen at this point. Angela's on oxygen 24 hours a day. The car is not the saving grace that everybody thinks it is. Y'all know exactly how much I've made and how much people's helped me with, don't y'all? Y'all don't. Y'all just guess. Y'all just put shit together and state it as facts. But hey, you said it, so it's a fact. They don't do that in the state of Tennessee, Broadway. Do tons of people you know have to be hooked up to an oxygen machine 24 hours a day and have to sleep with the BiPAP machine on their face? We've stayed in the car before, but it's before her health got this bad. Yeah, won another appeal. That's 2-1 tonight. I don't know how I got that last one. I was on pause when I got it. I guess you don't, Space Lady, because you're not answering that. Thank you, Roadkill. She has 2 portable tanks. They last about 4.5 hours a day. Now, if we're in the car 24 hours a day, no, that's not the question I asked you. I didn't ask you did they have health issues. I asked you was they hooked up to oxygen 24 hours a day and had to have a machine running. That was the question I asked. Some people are just low lifes like that, where they catch you're nothing but a sorry piece of crap if you find somebody in a low moment, no matter what the moment is, and the only thing you can be is be a butthole to them. You know, I honestly hope that comes back, and you deal with something in your life, and you need somebody there to be there for you, and somebody makes fun of you. I hope that's what happens to you. I hope you get exactly what you put out in this world. Somebody was asking about you earlier, but you was asleep down there. You slept pretty good. You got your little eyes got some stuff in it. Come here, let me see your little eye. There you go. There you go, baby. Oh, big yawn. Oh, a big yawn. Yeah, it's a pretty low moment, Chico. Okay, Jesse. Roadkill, that's a beautiful idea, but I tell you, when probably 95% of this live are people from that community. Alex, I do work. I think I've been tolerant enough of you, Mr. Chico, all damn day. So that's it. I'm gonna tell you right now. A lot of times, Juju has been my saving grace in keeping me sane. She was Granny Ollie's fur baby. Then when she passed away, we took her. and we make sure she's loved, fed, and lives a good little life, the best that we can. She don't miss any meals. That's the truth there. I agree with you, Britt. We don't. I actually don't know how much longer I'm going to be on. This little face right here. She's just so happy to be scratched, and she got a spot on her back that she loves, and her belly rubbed, and she don't know it, but she's getting her toenails clipped. She's my baby. What you doing over there, Tootsie Roll? She's my baby. Oh, quit. Now that hurts, though. She has this tendency when you stop petting her, she likes to grab your hand in the finger crotches. Where are you going? For the rest of the money that I have to pay by 8 o'clock in the morning to keep from being put into eviction. Beth, I'm not saying what city I live in. I can't say that on here. The only consequences there'll be is somebody gets blocked for being a butthole. We don't really threaten people in here. We just go ahead and block them. So, I have Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. Zeal, is it Zeal or Zelle? First one or second one I said. I don't even know how to pronounce it right. Maybe Zelle. I don't know. I've always said Zeal. I could be wrong. If anybody wanted to help with anything, I can give you that information. I try not to, and I've been doing very good about that, but it's like, it's just, man, roadkill, I tell you, anything helps. The problem with resources is the resources aren't going to come through and help me by 8 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of the resources, and I've went through all of this so many times today, a lot of the resources isn't a quick fix. I'm not even going to sit here and talk about resources anymore. I'm not. I've talked about them enough. I appreciate the help, Beth. I do. But unfortunately, resources at this point, the ones that I can be on a waiting list for, I'm on a waiting list. And others, some I don't qualify for, some I do. Unfortunately, yeah. Having to get help. Yeah, that's the quick fix for this one, because when I had a payment program and we had that agreement, a verbal agreement. I have to say that every time. And then they take away that verbal agreement, and they don't want to do that agreement. They want all their money that I still have to owe. Excuse me. Then I don't know what else to do at that point. And when I get told so late in the week, I got told on Friday after 4 o'clock. Thank y'all for the heart me's. Appreciate that. So, yeah. Thank you, Storm, for the donut. I accept any prayers from anybody. I do. Like, for anything. I can never have enough prayers. Thank you, Kimberly, for the ice cream. I got behind on my rent, and I'm trying to keep us from going to eviction. No, Nat, I can't. I've tried to find some churches that would help. I found them help with utilities and food, but as far as housing, a couple will help, but they don't have fundings. So, she's off my leg. I can uncover now. Believe me, Peterbilt, I've been praying on it and praying on it and praying on it, and I'm going to continue to pray on that and any other issues. I'm in Tennessee, CC. Tennessee, CC. That was a lot of C's there at the end. I am going to pay them back when I can. I don't know why y'all keep bringing that up, because I'm not denying anything with that. I'm sitting here barely making it week to week. I don't have a church that we've been going to. Me and my wife are new to this. Well, not really. We've been here since February in this area, and haven't found a home church yet. I like how y'all also make their age a thing. Like, you keep calling them elderly and older women to fit the description. You all right there?
Yeah.
Okay. But really, they're not a whole bunch older than I am, so I guess I'm elderly also. When? No. No. You cut your little ear? That's why you're going to let me cut your toenails. Don't look. It's happening. Don't look at me that way. Hey, you got 2 spots on the side of your face. Yeah, little turd. Don't look like you can't hear me. She gets that from Angela. Get it from your mama. I'm telling her something she doesn't want to hear, and she's looking around like she doesn't hear me. Nails are getting clipped. I'm not near Memphis. We both want to get back in church. I do have a church that I watch every Sunday. They do a live broadcast, and I do watch them. I actually found them off of here, so that's been. I know it's not the same as going, but it's definitely something that's kind of helped keep me centered. And I can never think of the guy's name. But he's a younger preacher. He's got a beard, got some tattoos. I love watching his stuff on here. I think his name's Tyler. Could be wrong. Are you taking night meds?
Yeah, I'm out.
Which one are you out of? You should get a new prescription though. Okay. I know which one it is. Guys, if anybody can help us with anything going towards the room, guys, I think I'm fixing to step off here for a few minutes. I need to stretch my legs, use the restroom, all that good stuff. Then probably jump back on. Thank you for the prayers there, Beth. When you're desperate, you'll try any place. I don't know what else to say. So, I'm jumping off here, guys. I'll catch back up with y'all later.